Have you ever wondered what would happen if the Earth had two moons? Let's start with understanding our current state of affairs with our one and only moon, a celestial companion that's been with us for billions of years. Our moon, the fifth largest in the solar system, has a profound impact on Earth. One of the most visible effects is the creation of tides. You see, the moon's gravitational pull tugs at our planet, causing the oceans to bulge out in the direction of the moon. This bulging is what gives rise to high and low tides. Imagine a world without tides. It's hard, right? That's the kind of influence our moon holds. Another significant impact of the moon is its effect on the length of a day. The gravitational interaction between Earth and the moon slows down Earth's rotation, making our days a wee bit longer over time. It's a subtle change, but it's happening. Without the moon, our days could be as short as 6 hours. The moon also stabilizes Earth's axial tilt, which is crucial for the change of seasons. Without the moon's steadying influence, Earth's tilt could vary dramatically, leading to extreme climatic conditions. Now, how did we get this influential celestial body? The most accepted theory is the giant impact hypothesis. It suggests that about 4.5 billion years ago, a Mars-sized body named Theia collided with the young Earth. This massive collision resulted in a debris cloud that eventually coalesced and formed the moon. Fascinating, isn't it? So, we see that our single moon plays a significant role in life on Earth, but what if we had another one? Imagine an Earth with not one, but two moons. What would this look like? Let's take a journey into the realm of hypothetical astronomy and explore the potential scenarios of having a second moon. To start, we need to consider the gravitational pull of this additional celestial body. The moon we know and love exerts a significant gravitational force on Earth, influencing our tides, stabilizing our axial tilt, and even slowing our planet's rotation. If a second moon were to join the party, its gravitational pull would add to these effects, possibly in unpredictable ways. Now let's talk about tides. Our current moon is the primary reason we have high and low tides. It's a delicate balance that life on Earth has adapted to over billions of years. Introducing a second moon could disrupt this balance, leading to more extreme tides depending on the size, mass, and orbit of our new lunar companion. And what about climate? The moon plays a critical role in maintaining Earth's climate by stabilizing our planet's axial tilt. A second moon could potentially destabilize this tilt, leading to more extreme seasonal variations and potentially rendering some parts of the planet uninhabitable. Now, you might be asking, how would a second moon even form? Well, there are a few possibilities. It could be a captured asteroid trapped by Earth's gravitational pull, or it could be the result of a massive celestial collision similar to the theory of how our current moon was formed. But let's not forget about the view from Earth. With two moons in the sky, nights could be brighter, and the lunar calendar would be twice as complicated. Some nights, you might see two full moons, creating a spectacular sight that would surely inspire poets and songwriters for generations. A second moon would drastically change our world and the way we live, but would it be for better or worse? Well, it's hard to say. It would certainly be different, and different isn't always bad, but one thing's for sure, it would give us a lot more to think about when we look up at the night sky. In a world with two moons, the tides would be subject to a powerful new influence. Now let's take a moment to think about this. Our singular moon, in its celestial dance with the Earth, governs the ebb and flow of our oceans, creating a rhythm that life on Earth has adapted to over millions of years. But what if there were two moons? Two lunar bodies, each exerting their own gravitational pull, would significantly alter this delicate balance. Picture this. As one moon pulls the ocean toward it, the other could be on the opposite side of the Earth, pulling with its own force. This tug of war could result in more extreme tides, with higher highs and lower lows. Coastal cities would be the first to feel these changes. Imagine cities like Venice or Miami, where the battle against rising sea levels is already a harsh reality. With the arrival of a second moon, they may find themselves fighting against an even more relentless tide. The sturdy sea walls of today might need to become the towering flood barriers of tomorrow. But it's not just our cities that would feel the impact. Marine life, so intricately tied to the rhythms of the tides, would need to adapt or perish. Coral reefs might struggle to survive the more extreme water levels, while tidal pools could become a whole new kind of ecosystem. And let's not forget about the weather. The tides have a profound influence on our global weather patterns. More extreme tides could lead to stronger storms, shifting rainfall patterns, and unpredictable climates. So while the sight of two moons in our sky might be a spectacular one, the changes they would bring to our world are not to be taken lightly. With two moons pulling at our oceans, coastal cities might need to invest in some extra sturdy seawalls. Our days and nights would also look a bit different with a second moon in the sky. Imagine the twilight of the evening and the break of dawn, those magical moments when day and night mingle and blend. With two moons, these periods could become longer, brighter, and more complex. Depending on the size and proximity of the second moon, the amount of reflected sunlight reaching us could increase, turning our nights into a surreal, perpetual twilight. Imagine the ethereal beauty of a double moonlit night, where the shadows play a more intricate game and the stars compete with two celestial bodies for attention. But what about the length of our day? That's a trickier question. The length of a day is determined by how fast a planet spins on its axis. Adding a second moon wouldn't directly change this. However, the gravitational pull between the Earth and its two moons could cause tidal friction, which might slow down the Earth's rotation over millions of years. This could result in longer days and nights. Imagine having more time in your day, not by the hands of a clock, but by the dance of celestial bodies in the sky. Yet the spectacle of this double moonlit world wouldn't come without its challenges. More moons mean more chances for solar and lunar eclipses. While these events are a treat for space enthusiasts, they could disrupt the regular rhythm of light and dark we're accustomed to. More frequent eclipses could plunge parts of the world into unexpected darkness during the day or create sudden eerie daylight at night. So, what's the trade-off? On one hand, we have the potential for longer days, brighter nights, and the mesmerizing beauty of two moons hanging in our sky. On the other, we have the prospect of more frequent and unpredictable eclipses, disrupting our usual patterns of day and night. With two moons, we could have double the lunar beauty, but also double the lunar challenges. We've talked about the physical changes, but what about the impact on life on Earth? Imagine a world where the night sky is dominated by two moons. You'd think it's a scene from a science fiction novel, but it could have been our reality. The effect of two moons wouldn't just be limited to our planet's physical changes, it would fundamentally transform life as we know it. Let's start with animals. Nocturnal creatures like owls and bats use the moon for navigation and hunting. With two moons, their environments would be brighter and their shadows shorter. This could alter their hunting patterns, and over time it might even lead to new species and ecosystems. Marine life, too, would experience drastic changes. Creatures that rely on the tides, like crabs and sea turtles, would have to adapt to more extreme tidal patterns caused by the gravitational pull of two moons. It's hard to predict exactly how they would cope, but nature has a knack for finding a way. But it's not just about the animals. Two moons would also have profound effects on human culture. Think about the countless myths and legends inspired by our moon. If we had two, our folklore and stories might be twice as rich. Navigation, once guided by the steady light of a single moon, would have to adapt to a two-moon system. And timekeeping, which has been tied to the moon's phases for thousands of years, would become a more complex affair. We might have to redefine months, seasons, and even years. In essence, a world with two moons would be a world of change and adaptation. Life would find new ways to thrive, cultures would evolve, and our understanding of time and space would be forever altered. Life on an Earth with two moons would adapt and evolve in fascinating ways. So, how likely is it that Earth could have had two moons? Now, that's a question that's been tickling the minds of scientists and space enthusiasts alike for quite some time. There have been theories, you see, suggesting that Earth may have once had a second, smaller moon. Yes, you heard it right, a second moon. This idea was first proposed by a group of researchers back in the day, who believed that our planet might have been accompanied by not one, but two moons in its early days. Now, this second moon, if it ever existed, wasn't quite as grand as the one we're accustomed to. In fact, it was thought to be significantly smaller, about a third of the size of our current moon. Picture a celestial body, roughly the size of a city, orbiting our planet. The theory goes that this smaller moon, often referred to as the submoon, was formed from the same catastrophic event that created our current moon. It's a scenario that takes us back some 4.5 billion years, to a time when a Mars-sized body collided with the young Earth, flinging a large amount of debris into space. This debris eventually coalesced to form our moon and possibly this theorized second moon. But what happened to the second moon, you ask? Well, the prevailing theory is that it eventually collided with our current moon. This would explain why one side of our moon, the side we can't see from Earth, is more mountainous and rugged compared to the side that faces us. Now, it's important to note that all of this is purely theoretical. While it's an intriguing idea, the evidence for a second moon is at best circumstantial. There's no definitive proof to back up these claims. The possibility of a second moon might be remote, but it's a fascinating thought experiment nonetheless. So, while we may only have one moon lighting up our night sky, the idea of a second, even if it's just theoretical, certainly adds a touch more mystery to our celestial neighborhood. So, we've journeyed through an Earth both familiar and alien, all under the light of two moons. We've treaded through the ripples of imagination and science, exploring the hypotheticals of our planet's duality and lunar companionship. Let's take a moment to reflect on this cosmic voyage. Current one-moon reality, an Earth bathed in the soft glow of our solitary lunar neighbor. We discussed how our moon influences our tides, stabilizes our planetary tilt, and even impacts the behavior of certain species. Then we ventured into the realm of the second moon hypothesis. We hypothesized about an Earth with two moons, a concept both intriguing and daunting. We imagined a world with intensified tides, drastically altering our coastlines and potentially leading to more frequent and severe flooding. We also pondered the impact of two moons on our day and night cycle. With two moons, our nights could be brighter and our days might be punctuated with occasional lunar eclipses. We considered how this could affect everything from our sleep patterns to our cultural practices. We then moved on to the implications for life on our planet. With a second moon, the evolution and development of species could be significantly influenced. From nocturnal creatures navigating by the moonlight to plants aligning their growth patterns with lunar cycles, the biological ripple effects would be fascinating to observe. We wrapped up by assessing the probability of Earth capturing a second moon. While it's a rare event, it's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. Remember, there are countless celestial bodies roaming our universe, and the dance of gravity is a constant cosmic ballet. Whether we have one moon or two, it's clear that these celestial bodies have a profound impact on our planet and our lives. Until next time, keep looking up and wondering, what if?